everyone. Let me do something here. Getting hotter and hotter here. And it just rained. Okay. So, welcome. Hey everyone, it's been a long time, I know. Let me tell you guys, go to Amazon, get these little bitty fans. B-E-S-K-A-R. I bought 3 of them. There's 2 in the house and 1 at work. Whew, these are the best. I love them. They're so tiny and lightweight. All right, I'm back. Hello. Oh, that's better. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to sit like this for the rest of the time. No, just kidding. Hey, let me put this right here. All right, now I got some air on me. And it's got speeds, so it can go fast or slow or whatever you want it to be. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay. Good to see you all. Let's see here. Hello, hello, hello. Whew, it's been a long time. Let's see, how do I do this where it's like, nope, nope, nope. I want to see comments. Nope, that's not it. There's a way to do this. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to do it this way. Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. Sorry for the shake. My hair is all over the place, but that's kind of par for the course. Good afternoon. Welcome back too. I hope everyone's doing good. Is my screen frozen? Nope. Oh, I think I started it from the beginning. Oh, well. Okay, so your comments will pop up eventually for me. So just hang out with me and I'll answer questions as I see them. So good afternoon. Okay, so welcome back to the Beehive. We're here again and back. And today I think I have something really cute for you. It's just something I kind of thought last minute. Actually, I've been wanting to do it. It's not that hard. We've done something similar to this before, but you can use different mediums, do whatever you want. The great thing about this is, which I hardly ever do, is use the fill stitches, like complete fill stitches, in designing in IQ Designer. So this is going to have a lot of that. Now, I'm not going to stitch this out in front of you. The reason being is it takes so long. But this is a great opportunity for me to talk about complete fill stitches. And when I say that, I basically mean where everything's filled in, not the decorative stitches. Y'all see me do that all the time because I'm obsessed with them. But I wanted to do something with the regular fill stitches. I see Melinda do it all the time and they're absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to try it because I haven't done a whole lot of it. A few things. First is first. Probably during the summer, we're going to go back to every Sunday. I still will be in school, but I'm taking 2 classes, but I think I can pull off with these next 2 classes and every Sunday. So in May, we'll probably go back to every Sunday for a little while. I am almost where it's going to get hard, and we'll probably at the beginning of 2024, we'll have to go back to every other Sunday. And because hopefully in January, I will be fully in nursing school. And so that will be, probably a little easier. But I'm ready to get back into it. I'm ready to hang out with you guys again. I've missed you, and this is such a great outlet for me. and being with all of you really helps me. And so I felt a little the past few weeks, there's so much going on and all that, but I think I know what it was. It was, everything. Okay, let's talk about this. So mental health is a real thing. Okay. And so if I've never shared this with you guys, I have generalized anxiety disorder. So this is a disorder that will basically just one day you're perfectly fine and the next day you're like, oh, I don't like this. But I find when I come into my sewing room and I find that when I am hanging out with you guys, I feel so much better. And I think that's what's been missing. And so just being in here and being around, even if I just pet my fabric for a little while, I'll feel so much better. But I really like creating and I miss it. So I really want to get back into it. So here we go. A couple of things. Now, I did show y'all, I posted a picture, and we're going to do this next week, I think, because, well, yeah, we'll come back next Sunday, and I'll show you guys all about the new Hope Yoder embroidery centering rulers. Yay! Now, the reason why I'm not doing it this week is because I just didn't plan on it, and I want to watch her videos, and I want to make sure that I get it exactly right for you guys. So, but what's really cool about these, and I haven't taken, let's take it out of the plastic. I didn't take it out of the plastic yet because, it's so pretty. Oh, it's out of the plastic. Never mind. Let me take the backing off. And I wanted to take pictures. I got to get the sticky off, but that's okay. Let me see. I don't have any plain notebook paper, do I? Oh. Okay, y'all. This is bad. This is bad when you have all your study guides for anatomy sitting right next to you because all you do is study. But I think this is going to be the best way to show it. Okay, there we go. Okay, can you see all those little holes? How cool are those? That's really what an embroiderer looks for when they're when they're marking anything. So we all know we have taken a ruler and we go, okay, and we've laid it on top and we're like, I want to put a dot there, but I can't put a dot there. Or I need to make a crosshatch, but I can't draw the crosshatch. Well, this is one reason why this ruler is going to be amazing. I'm sure there's other uses, but I love all the cutouts in there. So I can mark my spots and they're all over. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this. This is going to be so fun. I can't wait for this. And of course, my dear friend Hope, of course, I'm always going to support what she does. This is so exciting. Now, can you use this for anything else? Absolutely. This is is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's an 8-inch by 8-inch square up ruler too, if you think about it. So this is going to be super duper helpful. Cannot wait. And you can find this on her website, hopeyoder.com. It's snowing again. You can get hopeyoder.com. Keep hitting the thing, but that's okay. All right, this is another cute little tool, especially for us quilters, for you, home deck, anybody who sews. She has these seam gauges. Look how cute. And she will personalize them for you. Look, it says Anna. So I just put one of my little, of course, she made these for me. And some of you have gotten those when you've gotten gifts or anything from me. But this is great to keep by your machine. So you have your 3/8 of an inch, 5/8, 1/8, and 1/4 inch. These are great. I love these. So super excited about that. So next week we'll go over those. So we will come back next week and we'll do that. See if there's any questions. I feel like I'm going really too fast. Let me slow down. Breathe, Anna. The other thing I want to show you is I finally got my copy of the Mastering IQ book. Look at here. I only kind of had it in a digital version, but I now have it in the paperback version. So those of you who are new to IQ Designer, even my design center, this is going to be a great tool for you. And what is it? So basically, it is a workbook. You're going to look at it like a workbook. Now, I've seen a lot of chatter out there. Why would I need that if I've got the inspirational guide? Because this has beginner, intermediate, and advanced projects. These steps, even if you don't stitch them out, now we want you to stitch them out because we want you to have fun. But even if you do not stitch them out, you are going through the motions of learning a new technique at all times. So if looking at the beginner projects, let's see which one. My allergies have been terrible, and y'all know me. If you've been with me for a while, y'all know that Anna is a sniffler. Okay, the first part of it, let me open it up here, is basically the tour. So it's going to have everything kind of labeled out for you where the keys are. It has the descriptions of all the keys that we use. It has, that's the same thing, just different things, They worked so hard on this. There's previous IQ Designer versions. So Destiny is in here. It shows you how to open it up, talks about the region properties, the fill properties, the editing tools. It talks all about that. But then it gets into the basic skill building. So there are some great techniques in here for skill building. I'm trying to get to the beginning here, or the kind of the beginner. Here we go. All right, beginner IQ projects right here. So here's the beginner projects. Then you can go on to the intermediate. And like I said, and this is like anything, even if you do not stitch it out, it doesn't matter because you are pressing buttons and learning your machine. And that's what's super important. Like I say this all the time, you paid a lot of money for that machine. We know it. There's no denying that. So you want to learn to use it, right? So this is a beautiful project starting in the intermediate by Karen Parker. So look at this. That's a bracelet and earrings out of faux leather. Oh, I can't wait to make those. Those are going to be beautiful. And then the next project, I think the next project is, well, and a couple projects later, is yours truly. So a cute little trivet. And then there's so much more in here. And then we get into the advanced. And let me show you the one I really like. It's really pretty. Is this decorative door hanger by Patty Marty. And those colors are just stunning. So there's so much you can do with IQ Designer. And that's the reason why we designed this book. It's to help you what are those called? I have them over there, sitting over there staring at me. The other books that you may have gotten for your Meridian or Altair or Solaris, those are just kind of like a great entry tool. This is going a little bit further. So I hope you guys can get with your dealer and check this out. It's very affordable and it's a great tool. If there are any typos or anything like that, needed updates or anything, you just contact them. And there's a landing page that shows all the addendums, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's see here. Just started. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord, I wish there was some snow down here because I'm hot already. Okay. So anything else I wanted to talk about? What happened to my machine? Did it turn off? What happened? One second, guys. My machine turned off on its own. Oh, maybe I unplugged it. Did I? I unplugged it when I was plugging in my fan. I was so hot that's what it is. One second. Live TV, you gotta love it. There we go. Always check your plugs first. Okay. Oh, great, Melody. I'm glad. And Janie, I'm glad y'all have those. They're great. It is a great book. So check that out. Let me get my machine started again. And again, for today's project, we're not going to stitch it out just because it takes so long, but I'm going to walk you through the design process. Super easy. So do we want to see what it is? Well, I am a sucker for stained glass. And so I was looking around last night for clip arts of stained glass, and I fell in love with this little tulip design. But I also thought, how could I make it better, right? So one of my favorite mediums to play with is this right here. And I need to get some more, I'm almost out, is iridescent film. So this is from Purely Gates. I know Embellish has some, so you can order this pretty much anywhere. But this stuff is so fun to play with. You can put it in embroidery designs. It doesn't matter if your embroidery design doesn't call for it, because sometimes it'll just peek through and add a little bit of shimmer. What I really like to do with this is I take it, and this is my last piece. I'll do it anyways. What I really like to do with it is take it and crumple it up just like this, so it gives it texture. So I use this in the project I'm about to show you. And so I just squish it up, and it gives it so much texture, and the light bounces right off of all that texture, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So this is the one thing that I use. Now, do you have to? No. I just wanted to give it a little bit more of a stained glass look. So I had posted the picture earlier of what I'm going to be using, and you can pull off anything. Yes, it is Mylar. I just couldn't spit out the word. It is Mylar. Thanks for reminding me, Joan. Okay, so this is going to be a little shiny, but can you see how pretty that is? So I have the Mylar is laying all right here. It's actually underneath all the stitching. So let's look right here. Can you see how shimmery that stitching is? That's not the thread. That is the Mylar underneath. And how did I get it to appear underneath? Because usually embroidery stitching is so tight. I loosened the density, or I brought the density down, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So just a really pretty little wall hanging pillow, whatever you want to do. Yes, you are probably going to have some little hiccups like this. Don't worry about that. You can fix that. I was just too lazy to fix that. So if you're a perfectionist, I'm going to show you how to really work that out right there. But for me, good enough. Remember, I'm the good enough sewer. But look at that iridescent Mylar in the stitching. Is that not beautiful? And then right here, I just used tiny, and it's almost, you can't see it. It is a bright pink, but tiny stippling all throughout here, right? And then I left the Mylar right here. I didn't pull it out. So it kind of still gives it that look. So I thought that was really cute. Now let me show you my first attempt. My first attempt didn't come out great. And because I only laid the Mylar under the flower part. So let's take a look at that. Now that's beautiful. And I was going to put this, on a little, this is where you pull it off the frame, it's the canvas and all that. But what I found is it's so dense that I was having problems, and you can see the puckering on the side here. I was not happy with that. The other thing I wasn't happy about is the outline. I decided that it looked really like stained glass when you have the satin outline versus the raw outline, just like a triple stitch. So that was ugly to me. This one looks much better. And all I can think about right now is trying to find a clip art from the Beauty and the Beast movie and doing it that way with the Mylar, but also putting a piece of clear vinyl over it for the glass. And I'll show you what I mean if you haven't seen this. It's a pretty iconic image, but let's take a look at that. I can show you real quick, but I'm going to show you how to find a clip art anyways. So we're going to go through that. Can I go here? Yes. Share. There I am. Oh, looking up to the heavens. Let's go here. So I'm going to type in beauty. First, I'm going to try Beauty and the Beast. What is it? Rose or whatever it's called. Rose and Glass. There we go. So I kind of want to do, let's do clip art. Now, of course, you cannot sell this, okay? But you could take this, one of these, let's say like this one right here, and you can see it popping up when I do that. And you could do everything the same that we're going to do today, right? You can even put the Mylar in there. But at the last stitch, what I would do, or maybe just a stitch, we could add a last tack down stitch, is take a piece of clear vinyl and lay it on top so it looks like it's encased in glass. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So that is, something I want to try. I think that'd be really cool. Now, remember, these type of images can be, just don't sell them. Let's put it that way, because Disney's going to look at that and go, oh, hey, she's selling our stuff, when it may be tweaked a little bit. Just be careful with Disney stuff. But what I looked up, oh gosh, this took forever. I can't even remember where I was. This was, okay, let's see. Maybe I did stained glass, wow. Maybe, I can't remember exactly what I typed in. But stained glass flower. Oh, and I always do black and white after it, because you're going to get outlines, and that's what we want. We want outlines. Outlines work so much better. So, okay. See more. So I don't know if this is a different, oh, there it is right here. All right. So I'm going to show you the cheater way. So what you're going to do is, if you're on your phone, however you save pictures on your phone is how you're going to do it. On an iPhone, you press and hold the picture and it says save to photos, and you save it that way. On your computer, you can just generally right click and click save image and save it to wherever you want. You can see I was obviously studying. There are bones there. But this is the one that I ended up using. You can use whatever you want. Now, off the Facebook page, let's go back to Facebook, and I'm about to cough. Excuse me. Let's see, where is Anna? There we are. On the Facebook page, there's the image right there. So kind of the same thing. You can just right click on it and save image. Save it to wherever you want to save it. That's just up to you. Now, how do we get it over to our machine? You can save it to a USB off of your computer and then pull it up over there. Or you can use the IQ positioning app, which will also Wi-Fi it over to your Meridian, Altair, or Solaris. If you have the Brother Like machines, you probably have a little bit of a different program, but you can do this, because we're going to use this as a line image. Now, I've made several videos about that, so you can always go back through the library to show you how to go use IQ Designer, IQ Positioning app to send that over. Okay, so what fabric did you use? Oh, well, for this is just cotton. And I did add a fill stitch around it. This is just cotton and batting and just, just a traditional cute. This is it's just like this. They come like this. Oops, lost my crown. You can get this at dollar store, you can get this at Michael's, whatever, but they come just like this. And what you do is you remove the staples. It is a canvas and you can embroider on it. And then you have to put this back on to the wooden frame and just use a staple gun. You'll use tearaway for this. For this, I used a no-show mesh cutaway with a piece of tearaway floated underneath the hoop because it's so dense. So that's what I use. Let's hang that back up for everyone. Okay, it's a little crooked, but who cares, right? Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to show you how to bring it in and just manipulate it to how you like it. Again, I did show you there's some little hiccups here, but there's an easy fix for that. There's a totally easy fix for those little guys, and I just missed those because I did do a lot of doctoring on this. When you, just like in life, when you bring a design in, nothing's perfect. So you have to play with it a little bit. So what? You're learning how to use those tools on your machine. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and go over to the machine. Now I have to, okay. So what was it? Not this past week, but the week before, I was doing an event live and my camera broke on screen. Yay. So I am using my backup camera today. It's not as great as my other one, so it's going to look a little dark. But just bear with me. You can see fine. I'm not happy with it. So let's go. Nothing like live TV, right? Okay, here we go. And let's go to, oops. Didn't want that to happen. There we go. And every time I switch over, it's upside down. Why? I don't know. I have no idea, but I can fix that. I say that and then it doesn't do anything. There we go. There she is. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is grab a tissue. And please excuse my sniffling. I have been fighting the worst allergies of this season. I don't know what happened. It's usually, I know y'all always hear me sniffling, but this has been the worst year. Okay. Hey, Nicole, I saw you. Stained glass isn't perfect. Isn't that true, Jackie? And the cool thing about that is I love watching those videos. And you're so right. I love watching them make stained glass. It's like something I have dreamt of doing. But I think Jason would just die if I picked something else up. He would be like, we're done. Okay, so I have already wirelessly sent over the design to my machine. And again, there are many videos. If you go up to our file section, look under, if there's a document that has past videos, you'll see a couple videos, probably, I've done it a few times, showing you how to wirelessly send over a design to your machine, or again, easy peasy to take it and save it to a USB stick off your computer and just bring it in. So we're going to start an IQ Designer. And we want to, it doesn't matter if you're on a Destiny, an Altair, or a Meridian, okay? Or a Solaris, 1, 2, or 3. You're going to be able to do this. You could even print it off and use your scan board too. You all got a scan board for the Solaris and the Destinies. You could even print it off and lay it down, put the magnets on, and scan it in. But this is all going to be the same from here on out. Okay, So you want to look for a key that either has a little leaf with an arrow going outside of it, or you might see down at the bottom of your screen, it might say line design. I just can't remember which ones say that. But basically what we're looking for when I pop on it, or when I open that button, is something that looks like this. Okay, and I am using a wired mouse. The best one is the Amazon Basics. It's cheap and it works like a dream. Wireless mouses do not work. Okay, and what we want to do is you'll have these three options right here, either image scan. You're going to use that with that board, the scan mat. Some of you may not even have this button. That is fine. Line design or illustration design. Line design is just going to take the outline of something. Illustration, you can actually really get like all the fill and all that in there. But we're going to do it a different way because I like having control. So we're going to select the line design. And it's going to ask me where is your design in it? Do you have it on a USB? Do you need to scan it in? Did you send it over wirelessly? And I send it over wirelessly. So I'm going to select this key right here. And I can't remember, I've scanned or I sent a bunch over last night. It might be this one right here. Usually it's the last one. Oh, I love this, guys. I want to do this one. Usually it's the last one that you send over is at the top, and you can see I sent over a bunch because I was playing. Nope, it must be the top one then. There she is. Okay, perfect. Yay, Jackie, yay. There's a bundle. I want the bundle. I have to go get the bundle. Okay. Why didn't I get the bundle? Now I'm jealous. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is select set, because that's the picture I want. Now it's going to come in teensy tiny. Yours may come in big. I don't know what size it's going to come in, but does it matter? Absolutely not, because guess what? We can change the size. And remember, at this point, it is a drawing. The best way to think of this is like it is a drawing. It is an image. It's not embroidery until we make it embroidery. So we can make it as big or as tiny as we want. And we're going to make it a lot bigger, obviously. But so if it comes in tiny and it says it's 2 inches, don't despair. It's going to be fine. If it comes in huge and you don't want it that big, no worries, you can change it. So don't worry about it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is select OK. And you can see it'll change what it looks like here. And we're just going to hit set. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and change the size. Now, if you can, okay, you can see that. Good. So if you can see on my screen that there's a red box around him, that means he is, or excuse me, let's call her a she. She is selected, right? And so I'm able to do anything I want as long as she's selected. If you accidentally tap the screen and that red line goes away, or the red box goes away, just hit your back arrow once and it'll pop right back. So now what we're going to do is click on size, and you're going to make it as big as you want. So you can use the proportionally larger key, which is this guy right here. It is it's a box with the arrows, all 4 arrows going outward. So I'm just going to press and hold. And I can't remember exactly how big I got that one, but it was around 8 inches. We'll just put it there. Now back here, you can see the image in the background, right? Well, if you have, which you will have, it may be up here or it may be down here, you're going to see some little lightening or darkening buttons. So we want to go all the way to the left, and it'll take that image away. All right, there she is. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do before, I'm going to push OK and get out of that. But the first thing I'm going to do before I assign it any stitching is I'm going to start zooming in and taking a look at different areas of it. Because And I'm glad that I left this guy. Oh, can y'all see that? Yeah. So see the little humps right there that I didn't smooth out? Well, if I'm looking down at the bottom here, I can see those little humps. So what I can do is I can go to my magnifying glass and I can zoom in as far as it'll let you. I usually don't do 16, but I'm going to hit 800. It's going to zoom in. Now, if you're on a Solaris, you're going to have what's called a pan hand. So you're going to click on that. And now you can move around the screen, around the design. And I'm going to go all the way to that bottom part. So see those little notches? I can fix that to make it more smooth. So it doesn't turn out like this. See that little notch? I can fix that. And it's super easy. Now, if you're on an Altair Meridian, you're going to be able to move your design around in a little box up here. What you'll have is when you zoom in, this box will be showing you your design with a little red box inside of there. And you can grab that little red box and drag it around. But I'm going to start right here by looking at this little notch right here. And I'm going to grab my erase button. So if for some reason this happens, and let me show you. So if I accidentally touch the screen, my red box is going to go away. And so you're unselected. So you can't change the size or rotate. So you can always, again, just hit that back button and that red line, it's really a box. Remember, we're just blown up to 800%, is still there. So let's go to our eraser. And I like to use the square personally. You can use whatever you want. But if I come here, can you and click on the screen, can you see how big that is? That's really big. So I can take that chunk out right here just by going up. And when you're erasing something, start low and come high. Okay, just be very careful. Because if you start just clicking willy-nilly, look, I'm erasing things that I don't want to erase. How do I fix that? The back button. And it pops right back up. So now I want to fix this line. I want to connect these. Remember, this is what they looked like before. Now I want to come here and I'm just going to take that little chunk out. And what you want to know is that, remember, this is zoomed in. This is actually going to be smoother than you think. But that little upside down V, that shows up. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to select this little pencil right here. And I am going to either click to add a dot and start bringing them down kind of at an angle, or you can, if you have a much steadier hand than me, you can press and hold and draw up. So believe it or not, that'll be much better. I know it doesn't look that great, but if we zoom out to 100%, can you tell? Heck no, you can't. And when it stitches out, but you can see that it's much smoother right there. So now I see another one. Let's zoom into 800%. I will have to use my pan hand to scroll back down. There's that guy right there. Now, let's play with the eraser on a different level. Let's do this. Let's shrink it down so it's even smaller, so I can just get a small area. So I'm going to start below it, and you can, I don't know if you can see how tiny it is. It's teensy tiny right there. And now I'm just going to come get a couple at a time. I might just go over to about right here. I'm then going to push OK. I'm going to grab my pencil, and I think I'm going to start here. And so, careful, Anna, careful, Anna. What if I accidentally do this? What am I going to do? Well, you can erase that part right there, or you can just hit your back button and start over. So I do not have a steady hand, so I'm going to breathe. There we go. That should be much better. I'm going to zoom out. And that does look a little less. There's still a little point there I could go in and play with. But I personally can see some other points. And there's something happening right in this area right here. So watch when I zoom in on it. I'm going to zoom in. Let's do 400% first, and then I will, oh, can y'all see some little jagged edges right there? We're going to clean those up. But when I come over to this area right here, do you see these little guys right here? See how it's like an extra? We're going to zoom in real close. I want to get rid of anything that's extra. So this little line right here would stitch out. It doesn't need to be there. So when I grab my eraser, let me get this a little more in the center here. When I grab my eraser, I'm going to go all the way down to 1. And on the Solaris, we can actually go up to 1600%. So I'm going to go in even closer. And I want to erase these guys. But with my eraser, I took it all the way down to 1, which means I can click on each of the pixels. So I can click here, it's gone. Click here, click here, click here. That way I don't have the chance of accidentally erasing something that I don't want to erase. Now I can always use the back button, right? So no biggie, but still, there we go. What's this little guy? Let me see if I can. Aha, look how pretty that is. That's perfect. Okay, so we're going to zoom out. That's much better. That little area is cleaned up. But when we zoomed in a minute ago, right around here, there were some little peaks, right? So let's get those little peaks. So I'm going to then zoom in about 800%, and I'm about at the spot I need to be in. So can you see how nasty that line is? We could really fix that up, and we could really fix these little notches here. Get rid of those, because they do show up. Now, again, you can get in here and get really crazy with it. I just want it good enough to look presentable. Everything else I did, except for that bottom area, looked phenomenal. And this is exactly what I did. So I'm going to go back to my eraser. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And, oops, see, I clicked and I erased something here. I'm going to. So I'm going to click off to the side here to see how big it is. That's too big still for me. So I'm going to go back there. So I'm going to click off to the side here. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to come underneath the line and go up and just erase what I don't need. I actually may even just kind of do this, like erase most of it. There we go. And then I can draw a fresh new line there. Good. I'm not that great at it, but I can try. So I'm going to click and draw. Keep drawing, Anna. There we go. That's somewhat better. I don't know. But I also want to get rid of this little jagged edge right here. So this is where I'm going to, I'll get it a little bit closer to me here. And I'm going to use that all the way down to number 1 and just click on each little pixel. It's harder to do at 800%, but it can be done. You can probably, let me see if I can tap it. Yeah. I'm going to do it at 60. Ah. There we go. Okay, here we go. So now I can see that, see that, see that, see that. I could even do this. I'm going to erase these guys right here. So I can come back here, grab my pencil, and just start very slowly. Now you can put 1 pixel at a time too. Oops, I keep doing it in the wrong spot. Now that was way off. I don't want it there. I want it right underneath. I keep going above it. There we go. Now I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Oops, don't like that. Maybe I do better just drawing straight up, right? Match. Perfect. Now I want to do the same thing with this area right here. So I'm going to grab my pan hand. I'm going to erase those little guys right there. And get rid of this one. And now I'm going to turn my pencil back on and I'm going to connect those lines. Steady hands. Perfect. Yay. All right, I did it. All right. Now there's probably more going on. I'm just going to go ahead and jump on to the next process. But you can really get in there and get deep and clean it up as pretty as possible. Whatever you like. If you like small detailed stuff, you'll love doing this. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to start filling things in. And I got to figure out what I want to fill in. Well, I know I want to fill in these chunks here on the frame, the petals of the flowers, and the stem and the leaves. I'm going to leave everything else out. Now, could I add fill stitching in between everything? You can do whatever you want. This is your baby. So have fun with it. But let's start with this, just the regular solid fill stitch. So if you remember, we have two different things happening here. So the first grouping of 4 is always going to be your line properties, meaning your outlines or your lines. The second grouping of 4 is going to be your fill properties. So let's click on the little piece of paper, and this first icon that's always highlighted in the beginning, that is your fill, like complete fill. And you're going to select whatever color you want. Now on mine, I did a dark gold and a light gold for the outside rim or frame. So I'm going to start with my dark gold and say, okay. And I'm going to click, oops, what didn't I do? I didn't turn on my bucket, did I? So before I do anything, I want to turn on my bucket. And now I can tap inside of here. And then I went across to this. And then I put a lighter color right on the other two. So I'm going to go back to my little piece of paper and select a lighter gold, say okay, and make sure my bucket's on and tap here and here. The next thing, let's do the stem next. So that's going to be all the same green. I wonder if 200% is too much. It is too much. So let's do a green color. So I'm going to go to my little piece of paper. I'm going to make sure that is still selected. And I'm going to select a green color. Okay. Make sure my bucket's on and tap all the parts of the leaf. And then the stem. Now, could you do this multiple different shades of green? Oh, yeah, you can do whatever you want, right? Remember, it's your baby. All right, the last part is the petals. Now, the petals, I will zoom in here for you. So the petals, there are 5 parts to it. I have right here. I have little back petals back there, and then I have a center one. So I decided to do a really tight stippling stitch. So I'm going to go to my little piece of paper. I'm going to select the stipple right here. And I'm first going to start with the darker color on the outside. This can be pink, purple, blue, rainbow. I don't care what it is. You make it any color you want, but I'm just going to start with pink. I'm going to say, okay, make sure my bucket's on, and I'm going to tap on the 2 outside ones and then those little 2 hiding in the back. I'm then going to do the same thing, but change the color. So I'm going to come to my little piece of paper, make sure my stippling's on, choose a light pink and say, okay. And now I'm just make sure my bucket's on. I'm now going to tap back there. Hey, Jory. I'm just checking, make sure. There is no questions. Okay, good. We're doing good. All right. So if I zoom out from this, I now have one more thing I need to do. So if all the lines are connected, the actual outlines, which these are all touching, I want this all to be a satin stitch on the outside. And what I mean by that is I actually used a dark gray. I didn't use black, but this dark gray outline. Now, remember I showed you that at first I just did it with a triple stitch. How puny and sick that looks. Ugh, that thing's ugly. But this one looks so much prettier, doesn't it? It looks like stained glass. And you have control over that satin stitch. You can make it as wide as you want. You can make it as thin as you want. But we need to make sure that it knows that we want it to do a satin stitch. So that brings us up here to our line properties right here. So the first thing we want to do is select the little piece of paper up here. Make sure that this guy is highlighted right here. That is your satin stitch. I like to select a different color to know everything was done. So I always pick like a dark blue or a green or something like that. So I'm going to select my color and say okay. Now you'll notice that the background gets lighter and we can really see our lines there. So I'm going to tap my bucket. I'm going to keep hitting the camera. I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to tap once. And since all the lines are connected, they're all touching each other, all of them will change together. So if, I don't know if you can hear this, let me get close, but if I tap, I don't know if you can hear the knock knock, and that means I've already changed it. It means you're good, Anna, stop tapping it. So I'm gonna say, okay, thanks. All right, so it doesn't look like much now, but when we go to the next screen, this is where you're gonna be able to play more. So let's go to the next screen. Now you could save this at this point if you want to, so you can come back and make any alteration. So I'm going to click memory and I'm going to save it to my machine. And I'm going to select next. And since I'm on the Solaris, it shows me real time what it's going to look like. So this is the, I can't remember what they call it, but 3D, whatever. This is what it looks like when it is stitched out. However, can you see that okay? Yeah, y'all can just see that okay. Okay, so if you see my stipple, it's really big. I do want to change that. But I also want to change the density of my full fill stitches. I want them to be a little bit lighter at this point. Number one, because when I put, and it's probably harder to see here, but when I lay that piece of Mylar down, if you, with the lights hitting it right, you can see it shining through here. So I'm loosening the density just a little bit. But here's the cool thing that you can do. If you want to change all the exact same stitch types to do something all together, then what you can do is hit this link button right here, and it'll grab all the satin stitches, let me start over. It'll grab all that fill stitch, that thick fill stitch together, and we can change things at once versus changing each section. So I'm going to come right here to the density, which is this button right here, where it says 100%. And you can only go down to 90%. That's fine. That works for me. So I'm going to say, okay, it lightens it up a little bit. Perfect. The other thing we're going to do is now we're going to select this arrow button and we're going to go to the stippling stitches, and we're going to do the same thing with that chain. We're going to change all of them together. So it grabs all of the stipples together. And this is what I did with the stipple. You can play around. But I'm going to select this guy right here where it says 0.20, and I'm going to go all the way as far down as it'll let me go, which is 0.080. Say okay. Now, since I'm on the Solaris, it's going to show me real time. If you're on Altair, Meridian, or Destiny and able to see this, you're going to select the word preview down here. Okay. Take a look at it. If you don't like it, come back using the return key. Don't hit set. You'll get mad. So ask me how I know. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is come right here to your distance, and I'm going to put that at 0. That's just going to make it tighter. I'm just making it as tiny as I can, just because I can. I can do it however I want, right? All right, now that is super tiny. I am super happy with that. Now, can I change? Oops, let's see here. Can I change Keep arrowing over till we get to see some blue. Or, oops, there it is, right? Oh, I lost it. Where'd it go? There we go. Now, if you can look up here, that's my zigzag stitch around the outside. Now, I left it as is because I wanted it kind of small. But can I change it? Sure. So if I wanted it to be wider, I could make it really wide. No, 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 I don't like that. Or I can go all the way down and let's see what it looks like then. Not that great. So I'm going to go back up to its default. And I was much happier with that. So much prettier. And, you know, for this one, I would go with, there are some other areas I see that need to be cleaned up, but I'm not gonna really worry about. You know, I would, you know, take that time like we did earlier to clean them up. So now what I'm going to do is, if you're done, all you have to do is you're on the Altair Meridian or Destiny or the Brother Life machines, you're going to hit preview. Okay. Check it out. See what you like. If you need to change something at that point, you're going to hit return. But if you're happy with it, just like on the Solaris, we're going to select set OK. There we go. And guess what? It's done. That was super duper easy. Now, can we add an echo, or I'm sorry, can we add some, if you wanted to do it like mine, where I added some fill stitching around the outside? Yeah, that's super easy. So from this point, what you would want to do is select edit. We would select our little flower. And this is where we would get our little outline. And if you've been watching me for a while, always move my distance a little bit away. I don't like it sitting right up on those stitches. So you'll see that black line move away. Perfect. I'm going to select memory. It's going to tell me where to find it. It's going to say, hey, Anna, you're going to go to IQ Designer and you're going to look for this in the stamp pattern list. I call it the shapes key, just helps me remember it better. So I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to leave this on the screen and I'm going to go to add. I'm going to go to IQ Designer. Now, before I pull that shape up though, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to that shapes key like it told me, but I'm going to push another button first. I'm going to tell it which hoop I'm using. Why? Because I don't want to waste fabric. So I'm going to come up here where there's a little hoop, and I'm going to tell it I want to use my 9.5 by 9.5 inch hoop. I'm going to say okay. And it's going to pop up right here. So I can't go outside of this. So I just want to use the least amount of material I can. So that's perfect. So I'm going to go back to that little circle and square. I'm now going to look for that same flower as earlier. I'm going to tap on that. Here is, it's always going to be right here. The last thing you save is going to be at 0, 1. I'm going to say okay. And all you're going to see, and maybe I need to move it down a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to go to size, move. This is a little bigger than I really wanted. But yeah, it's fine. Okay. So it looks way off center, doesn't it? That looks, I don't know what I did here. It even looks way off center over here. That's odd. Okay. Well, let's go back and do those. Now let's just leave and pretend like we're happy with it. So now all I have to do, you can see I've got my oval in there. I could move it down though. Okay. And if I want to add, see how it's off? It's really odd. Not sure why. Maybe I accidentally moved it over on the embroidery screen. I could have done that. I could have tapped something. Let's move it over. We'll just have to move the design over in a little bit. So now I can come into my fills, select a pretty fill, and put whatever I want. I'm going to select the light pink, turn on my bucket. There we go. Select next. I can change the size of it. I can leave it just like that. We'll just leave it for this purpose. Hit set. Okay. And there we go. We just need to move this guy over because I must have moved it somehow on this embroidery screen. So let's just pretend like it magically put it where we're supposed to. Go to embroidery and stitch it out. Now, when I go to stitch it out, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit. We're going to talk about stitching it out. Like I said, I'm not stitching it out, just it's going to take so long, but I do want to tell you when to put, if you're going to use the Mylar, when to put it down. Oops. So let's say this is not already done, and this is in a hoop, and it's ready to be, our fabric's hooped, whatever, it's ready to be stitched. When am I going to put the Mylar down? Right now. So you would put that Mylar down, tape it down, and leave it there throughout its whole process. And all you have to do is rip away when it's all done and stitched. You're going to leave this on the entire time. Now, what if you're going to do a fill? Well, what I would say is stitch the fill part out first. Now, what's going to happen is if you're on a Altair or Meridian, if you do it just like I did it, and all these steps, let's go here. Here, let's return. Look how it's going to stitch out. It's going to do the flower first, then the fill stitching. So I would, if I were you, I would skip ahead to the fill stitching, stitch that out first, and then start this design. If you're going to put down this, so this doesn't get caught in it. If you are on a Solaris 3, upgraded to 3 or the Solaris Envision, then what you want to do is go to edit, and you can use this little button right here, and you can select what part of the design you want to stitch first. So now when I go to embroidery, the fill will stitch first and then the design will. It just makes it a little easier if you stitch out that fill stitching first, if you decide to do a fill stitch. Okay, so after the fill stitch is done, I'm going to lay this down and tape it. Smooth it out, tape it into place, let it stitch everything down, and then when it's done, I'm going to remove this from the outside. Now, I left this on the inside. It's up to you. You can remove it if you want, but I think it just gives it that cool look. And then I can see the shimmering. I don't know if you could, yeah, you can see it a little bit on camera. The shimmer through from the Mylar in here. And on the edges, and even in the leaves, just down here, just a little bit. But otherwise, that's all I did. And then I just placed it back on it and brought around, you know, you can do whatever you want with it. But I really would love to kind of try out the Disney looking one with the glass case over it, over a flower, kind of like in Beauty and the Beast. Ta-da! So that's basically it. Usually it takes us longer because I'm stitching things out, but I didn't want to waste y'all's time tonight. Now, could I have used a much different or brighter color in the flower? Yes, I could have. But when you see it in person, when you stitch yours out in person, it's going to look a lot different than all shimmery like mine. You're going to be able to see your colors and all that. But I just thought it was kind of pretty and whimsical. Just something a little different. I really haven't played much with Mylar in years. We used to use it a lot with Hope's designs, and I just love it. And every now and then, I will just throw a piece of Mylar under something to see if it's going to show up. I did it on, no, I think I gave that pillow away. I did it on Let me see if I can find the picture real quick. Let me look at something real quick. And where was it? Not there. So you can't see what I'm looking at, but maybe it's in here. It might be on my Facebook. Let me look at it. Most likely is. Or on my Instagram. That's your that's for y'all, my singing. I hope you love it as much as I love singing. Yep, those are all pictures that I don't really care about. Let's see. Your photos, Anna. Aha, I found it. So I am going to, oh, I wish you could see it better. Okay, so we're going to switch over here real quick and share screen. And this one right here, this was a free design by Baby Lock. And it is so hard to see in here, but it was designed like this with this cute little crosshatch in here. And believe it or not, the light did not hit it right, but I laid Mylar underneath all those letters and it was so pretty in person. It just was so super shimmery. You can't really tell. Oh, what a terrible picture. But you can lay it underneath different things if you want to. It's really fun. Yay. Okay. So any questions, everyone? Anybody have any questions? Any questions? Let's see how we're doing here. Doing pretty good. Let's see. So next week, I am going to study up and watch Hope's videos on how to use this guy, and we're going to play with it, and I'm going to figure out some alternative ways to use it. So more than just an embroidery centering ruler, we're going to use it for different things. So I like to figure out how to use something multiple ways. So if you want to get one of these, go ahead and you can go to hopeyoder.com, and it's called the Embroidery Centering Ruler. And also she has the seam gauge, the seam gouge, just kidding, seam gauge. And you can get her to personalize it. She might even personalize this for you. I should have asked her to do that, but you know. But no, I think this, she probably doesn't have enough room on there. But how cute is that? I mean, it's just precious. So take a look at that, and we'll come back next week and do that. So I'm happy to see you guys. Look at that hair standing up. Woo! Welcome to the jungle. Anything else I'm working on? I'm working on stuff that I can't tell you about, but I think this year's going to be kind of cool. We got a bunch of stuff happening this year, so I'll keep posting, and again, we'll jump on next week, and hope you guys have a wonderful week, and remember to shop local, shop small, and everybody have a good one. Bye. Thank you. Let's see. All right, there we go. I've got it now. Bye, everyone.